Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Leo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, but just a quick note to say, I know a lot of you have asked in the comments, I've had emails, I've had people reach out to me on social media. Yes, your year ahead stuff is on its way, I promise. I just, obviously with being sick and all the rest of it, and more times I can bloody count this year, and everything else that I have going on in the background, I really do apologise, but they are coming, okay? Like that, you will have them. Your key to the week is the Judgment card. Are you ready for profound change, my dear, dear, dear fellow Ascendant Leos? Right. Well, I'm an Ascendant Leo, but change is coming. Right. This is a grand clearing of the decks this week, and I do have to say, something on the spiritual level, right? You know you're at a crossroads. For a lot of Leos, I think you know you're at a crossroads. But this Judgment card does suggest that there is a clearing of the decks this week, but it's almost like it comes from within on the spiritual level. Okay, so stick in with it. Like, this is a week to allow the shifts and changes to occur and just kind of feel it at that really deep level and let it take place. This is the week to maybe let your phoenix begin, right? For your actions and options, you've got the Three of Wands, this with the Judgment card. Not only is that a blast from the past when it comes to your work, or maybe even some business idea or endeavor, this suggests that whatever you are going for or aiming for or going after this week, you are really taking stock. This feels for me like, you know, when the hero takes a knee before they kind of jump off into the sky. This is, you're about to learn how to fly, Leo, right? That's what's happening here. But in order to do that, you got to take stock, everything inside you. You know, when they say to, I always use superheroes and stuff as examples, or films of superheroes and magical stuff, because those are the things that appeal to me. They have since I was little. Gosh, I was always, literally always like, you know, looking for sticks that look like staffs or wands. I was the kid who was making wizard capes for themselves when they were, do you know what I mean? Like that's me. I am that geeky little kid. Well, not so little anymore, but you get my point. And so when I give those examples, it's because they spoke viscerally to me. This is that time where this week is the start of that time where every hurt that you've suffered, every knock, every scrape, every moment that you didn't think you could, it's all sort of starting to build, and that's going to allow you to explode or expand into what you're trying to build. There's going to be some kind of lucky break that shows up for you this week, I feel, because the Three of Wands has a very lucky energy about it. But this is you. It's like at the moment you're just looking at everything. You're like, okay, I know what I need to do. And you're now starting to gather that energy or that power to you. The options that are available to you this week, I think actually there's an option for you to get clear on what needs to happen first. The steps that you need to take are now about to become very clear to you. And I think this is great. For your communication and conversations, you've got that Eight of Swords. Speak ye little, listen much, right? This is not a week for you to be out there blabbing about what you're going to do and telling people what you're going to do and, you know, explaining and justifying and all of that. No, this is a week to keep it stum and put your energy into doing as opposed to speaking. This is a week to walk your walk rather than talk the talk, okay? That Eight of Swords is basically saying, keep it stum. Now, another way this potentially shows up for you is some idea that you have or some direction that you're trying to go in. It's either stifled or you realize straight away, this is going to take me longer than I anticipate, or this is going to take me longer than I would like it to. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, This does suggest that maybe you're going to have to it looks like you want to change directions with something, maybe with your final project, with your thesis, with your dissertation or whatever. I'm sorry to say there isn't time, all right? So you're going to have to stick with what you have. But remember, once you qualify, once you finish, once you get your certificate or whatever, you can do whatever the fuck you like with it. And so to give you an example, I've never met a person, even the most sort of, the most sort of not savvy, but the most sort of upstanding drivers that I've met. Nobody drives their car the way that they had to drive in order to pass their test. Yeah? Same thing with your studies this week. When it comes to your those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is slightly different because you've got the judgment card. This is a sticking point or an issue that's come up with a job situation before. And this week you might feel acutely aware that, you know what, the job is stifling. Something needs to change here or I'm going to walk, all right? And, you know, you might have to just ride that energy out this week. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, bide your time this week, right? Don't talk about your plans. This is not a week to sort of sit down and have a conflab about everything wonderful about what you're doing or what you're building. This is a week to just get on with building it, all right? Just get on with doing it. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, look, for you guys, this could be a vocation of some sort that suddenly feels like it's calling your name again. And this feels like maybe you say to yourself, like, you know, I haven't done this for years, but actually I feel like I'm being guided to get back to it, or to maybe just flirt with the idea of looking and, like, you know, what does the job that I'm qualified to do, what does it pay these days? Can I get a part-time position in this? Like, there's something here where you're looking to really think about, you know, the skill set that you have, about resurrecting it in some way. For your love and relations, you've got the Knight of Cups. If you are single, an admirer comes forward this week. Somebody that you kind of look to, that you think, you know what, you're a little bit of all right. Potentially somebody that you have already met, but maybe either live at a distance from. They're connecting with you, right? Like, they're reaching out, because the Knight of Cups is an offer that comes to you. So what you do with that is completely up to you. For some of you, this might actually be someone from your past, not all of you. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I actually really like this, especially because the Eight of Swords, it's like you're giving your partner the mic. You know what? Tell me what's wrong with our relationship. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you feel needs to change. I am all ears, you know, for once. Right? I hear a lot of your partners like, for once. You know, and actually I think that could go a very long way to really improving the relationship. And for a select few of you, this might be a conversation about how you can mix either your income streams better, or maybe how you and a partner can go into business together. For your money and materials, you've got the Seven of Cups. No big financial transactions this week, please. No big financial commitments this week as well. This is a week of observation. And I said this to another sign earlier, I can't remember, because they had a really similar message. Yours is different in a lot of ways, but that whole idea of speak ye little and listen much, that is something that's come up before. And for you guys, I think this is especially astute. I would also say with that Seven of Cups, this might be a week to address your spending habits. If you're getting a little bit spenny henny and it's getting a bit out of control, this might be a week to look at why. And also, it might be a week for you to streamline your finances. What can you get rid of? What can you stop paying for? What can you relieve yourself of as a financial burden? Like, this is a good week to really ask yourself that. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Seven of Cups is going to show you what you're overindulging on, all right? Whether this is alcohol, whether it's food, whether it's a specific type of food, whether it is, you know, you're saying to yourself like, oh, it's not that bad. And, you know, a family member stood in the background going like, if they eat any more sugar, they're going to be a diabetic. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might not even be aware of this until somebody points it out to you this week. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, this with the Judgment card, this is an issue that's come up with the home previously. Potentially, I'm really sorry to say, this could be about water. There could be some kind of water damage that happens this week. I really hope this isn't the case for all Leos, for any Leos really, but like, because I've had this year and I think I know what this is for me. And I really like the ball ache of dealing with it yet again. I can't, okay? I just can't. Right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.